All right, so I was talking to my therapist about some stuff that happened when I was a kid, right? When I was in the third grade, my mom sent me to live. I had really bad asthma, so my mom sent me to live with her friends in Florida. They're Jamaican, somebody that I guess she knew for a long time, and I guess she thought that they were gonna take good care of me, right? So anyway, she sent me to live with them down in Florida, and they treated me like shit. They had me living in the garage. When I first got there, they put me in the room with their daughter. And I was in an actual bed in the room with their daughter. And then it went from that. I was there for probably like 2, 3 days. And then they put me in a garage. Now, mind you, I'm in the third grade. I think it was like 8. So they put me in a garage. And then, like, that's where I was living. I was living in a garage. If I had to use the bathroom, like, I literally had to bang on the door or whatever for them to let me out so that I could use the bathroom because they wouldn't. There was no bathroom in there. Obviously, it's the garage, right? And then they would not let me out. Another thing they did was, this is crazy. I don't understand how people could treat kids like that. I could never. So another thing they did was they would go to the mall, and I had surgery on my back. Well, at that time, I didn't have the surgery yet. I had scoliosis from my asthma. So I used to sleep in a fetal position because, if you have asthma, it's really hard for you to breathe. And they used to bring me comfort by sleeping like in a fetal position. And that caused me to have scoliosis. So I had to wear a brace. And back then, the brace was like plastic. It would show through your clothes. It had 3 big straps or whatever, like Velcro straps. So, they were in Florida. I moved down there around Thanksgiving or whatever, but it's Florida, so it's still hot. So anyway, they would go to the mall and they would leave me in the car. Like, it'd be so hot, like 80 something degrees. I'm left in the car in the third grade, 8 years old, by myself while they're shopping and everything because they were embarrassed to have me go with them because I used to wear a brace. So anyway, I was talking to my therapist about this or whatever because I'm grown now, but that's still kinds of, it F's with you. You know what I mean? That somebody actually treated you like that. You know what I mean? And oh my gosh, I remember we went to a park too, and it was like a little trail that you can hike. And I was scared. I thought I was gonna fall. So instead of them like trying to help me get through the trail, they told me to turn back around and go wait by the playground by myself, 8 years old, by myself, right? So I went over there, and it was this white lady and her kid. And she was like, where's your parents? And I was like, oh, the people that I'm here with, they left. They left and walked some trail or whatever. I don't know. And they were like, well, you could stay here and play with us or whatever. I'm 8 years old. I could have gotten taken. The fuck? But anyway, they wouldn't have cared. But what the fuck would they had said to my mother? Because my mom is Trini and she's fucking Looney Tunes. So if you would have called her and said, "Hey, V, I don't know where your daughter there," what was you gonna tell her, that I ran away or some shit? Well, anyway, so I ended up where's the chicken? I ended up staying there playing with this lady and her kid or whatever. And then when they were done with the trail, we all went to McDonald's. So I'm thinking, there was like, you think you're going to get some McDonald's? You ain't getting shit. Just like that. I'll never fucking forget. I'll never forget. And they didn't. That morning I was hungry, and they was like, oh, go make a cheese sandwich or whatever. So I had to get 2 slices of bread and put a piece of cheese in it, and that was going to be my meal. I didn't want that. Everybody else was eating like good food. They actually cooked breakfast. And if you know Jamaicans, it's ackee and saltfish, fried dumpling, plantain. They actually cook good food, and told me that I had to eat the cheese sandwich. So I didn't eat it. I left it there or whatever. So when we went to McDonald's and they told me that I wasn't getting anything, and we got back home and everybody's eating chicken nuggets and French fries and stuff like that, they told me to go and eat that cheese sandwich that I had from that morning. Now by then the bread was rock hard. Like, you already know how bread gets if it's just sitting out. They told me that I had to eat that. And if I didn't eat it, then I just wasn't eating. And I didn't eat it. So I just didn't eat. And then guess what? They sent me right back in the garage because that's where I used to have to sleep. Like, I don't, that is crazy. Like, that is just insane. And I'm like, how could people treat kids like that? Like I couldn't imagine treating a kid like that. I could, like, kids are so innocent. Like if my kids, I remember my kids were younger, if they was going outside and they came back inside, they were hot or something and they wanted a popsicle or a bag of chips or something, and was other kids outside, I would be like, here, how many kids are outside, and give them stuff so they can, give to the other kids too. It's like, how can you, as an adult, how do you feel okay with yourself to treat a child like that? And then your so-called friends daughter, like I used to call them aunt, Auntie Noella and Uncle Evald. Like like, if you know the West Indian culture, you don't call them Miss whatever, or you don't call them by their name. It's always Auntie and Uncle. So that's what I was calling them, and this is how y'all treated me. Like, it's crazy.